Are you ready to run an adventure tavern in a fantasy land with Patty? Hi there everyone, Sacred RR here, coming to you from Revolver Gaming Network, the network that revolves around you. Today we'll be doing a game review for Marenian Tavern Story, Patty and the Hungry God. The game is developed by Rhydon Incorporated and published by Kemco. We here at Revolver Gaming Network would like to thank them for the opportunity to review their game. Before we get into things, let's check out the trailer. Also, do make sure to check us out across all our social medias and make sure to join here at Revolver Gaming Network. Everyone is welcome. So, Marenian Tavern Story, Patty and the Hungry God, is a turn-based RPG. While leveling up characters and searching through dungeons, the main story of the game is collecting ingredients to create awesome dishes to bring the community in and run the ultimate go-to tavern to get the family out of debt. So, as it just mentioned there, the main story is that Patty and her family used to be rich, and then all of a sudden there is this evil character in the game, a banker, or a loner, whatever you want to call him, and after a while, they collected so much debt, the banker, or the loner, basically just ditched him. And it put Patty's family into immense debt where their houses got overtaken and all sorts of stuff. And so Patty has this tavern that she decides to open up, and she decides to start running it. Now, along the way, she's going to run into characters that are going to help her out, help her run. She does have a butler for the family who's been part of the family for like 60 years or so, and she basically opens up this tavern, and part of the game is that you're going out in the wilderness with a team of 3. It's like I said, this is the turn-based RPG part of the game, and you are going out exploring. As you kill enemies, you're going to gain ingredients. As you're going to find bushes and trees and all sorts of other stuff to also gain ingredients. You take all those ingredients, you go back to your tavern, and you basically create you start running your tavern. You create all sorts of dishes. I've played the game for about 9 hours already. I've absolutely addicted to this game for some reason. Just with all the collecting and creating and stuff like that, and I learned a lot of stuff from the game. But you have, I want to say, over at least 200, even 300 dishes that you could create, from rice balls to hamburgers to some really fancy stuff with your oysters and tuna and all sorts of great stuff. And each dish has a certain value, and you're able to serve so many certain dishes per day. And within the 4 days, or not 4 days, the 4 seasons of the year, you have to match a certain amount of dishes priced sold, or gold gained, if you want to call it that. And as you match this gold gained, you also are feeding they call him the Hungry God. As you feed your Hungry God and keep him full and happy, you also have to explore a certain part of the world, defeat, we'll say, a golem or some kind of ultimate monster. And once you match all 3 of these things, and then you go through the 4 seasons. If you match all 3 of those things, you level up your tavern. Now, you can get your tavern to level 10, which in return is a 5-star tavern. So each level is a half-star rating for your tavern. So that's mainly the most of the game. Is yes, it has your turn-based RPG where you're going out, you're fighting, you're collecting stuff, all sorts of main stuff. But the main story of the game is you are Patty with all of these other friends of yours that you meet along the way, and you are running this tavern. And you are trying to create that ultimate go-to tavern where everyone wants to be, that 5-star rating, and serve that ultimate food. And I'm guessing get your family out of debt. So the gameplay, like I just mentioned, there's plenty to do, plenty to learn. The graphics are normal. They're nothing special, but they went well with the game. The music was awesome in my opinion. Many different types of music, depending on what you're doing in the game. So if you're just chilling in your tavern, it's going to have some calm music going on. If you're out fighting, it's going to have that type of music that keeps you like wanting to fight the monsters and whatnot. So it's just going to keep you into the game. The controls as well, no problem at all. With the asking price of $19.99, in my opinion, I believe the game is fairly priced and very well worth it. There is plenty to do in this game. You have, like I said, you have your fighting, you have your collecting, you even have your creating, all these dishes and whatnot. So I think it's very well worth it. For you achievement hunters out there, the game has 49 achievements for 1,000 gamer score. I've played the game for about, like I said, 9 hours now, and I still have not achieved nothing yet. So I'm unable to estimate how long it would take to 100%. Most of the achievements that I have seen are more, sell 1,000 of these dishes, sell 1,000 of those dishes. So it's not, your achievements are not going to come immediately, but after so much gameplay, I think that your achievements will start rapidly coming, and you'll get plenty of your achievements that normally you do in beginning of games, but it's more play so long, sell so much stuff, and then all your achievements start coming on in. So with everything mentioned so far, I will be rating the game a 9 out of 10. I personally found lots of enjoyment out of the game. I also learned a lot from the game, which was my favorite part of the game. Obviously, there's plenty of great stuff about this game that I enjoyed, but the one thing that I thought was cool, the coolest part about the game is I personally, Sacred RR, am not much of a cook. I know how to make your hamburgers, I know how to make your mac and cheese and spaghetti and most of your normal stuff. But the cool part about this game is that it's also a great learning curve if you are not a cook. There's all sorts of these ingredients. How to make ketchup. Obviously how to make mixed salt or mixed salt and pepper, mixed shakers, whatever you want to call them. Now, obviously we know how to do that, but there's all sorts of these different food items. But it also gives you, how to make them. So what ingredients do you need in order to make a bottle of ketchup? Tomatoes and all the other great stuff. I'm not even gonna pretend I know. But that's the coolest part about this game that I thought, and I enjoyed it the most. So once again, I, Sacred RR, want to thank the developer Ride-On Incorporated and the publisher Chemco for the chance to review their game. Please check them out across all their social medias and let them know that Revolver Gaming Network sent you. Please also make sure to like and subscribe here at Revolver Gaming Network, and remember to turn on that notifications bell. Until next time, everyone, make sure to game responsibly and game with a buddy.